Alright, today we're talking about domain and range. We're going to define what those words mean in a second here. So first, we're going to remember what these interval notations mean. So if I have something that's from -1 to 3, that would mean an open circle on -1, going all the way to 3, which would have a closed circle, which means included, and it'd be everything in between, right? If I had something from -infinity to 5, I would have an arrow from -infinity all the way to 5, which would have a closed circle, and that would be that inequality. On this next one, we've got one last one. We have our number line. We're going from -2 to 6. Both of these would end up with closed circles because they both have brackets. Remember, brackets are the only thing with closed circles. And be everything in between. So domain and range, we're going to be using interval notation again, but we're going to be talking about something slightly different this time. So domain goes with your x values, which is your inputs. Range goes with your y values and is your outputs. In other words, domain is what you put in, range is what you get out. Domain is left to right, range is up and down if we're looking at a graph. So domain is the set of all x values or inputs of a relation, and you're going to think of this as left to right, because that's our x-axis on a graph, right? This is our x-axis. It's left to right. So here, my domain is going to be all my x values. So first, let's see if this is a relation or a function. So we're going to take a look at these. So it's 2, 4, 3, 6, 2. You know my 2 repeats. Let's see if it repeats the same number. So we've got -3 and 3. Didn't repeat to the same number. Broken speed dial. So this is just a relation, but we can still have a domain of a relation. So domain in this case, we're going to use the squiggly brackets because it's going to be very distinct numbers, just like how this would be very distinct points. So this is going to be the numbers. So we've got 2, 4, 3, 6, and 2. So this is 2, 4, 3, 6, and 2. We want to make sure it's in order, and we don't have to write the 2 twice. So 2 is the lowest number, next biggest number is 3, next biggest number is 4, and the last number is 6. So that is my domain. Okay, let's talk about range. Range is the set of all y values or outputs of a relation, and you're going to think down to up. And I say down to up instead of up to down because we start with the bottom and work our way up. This is because this is our y-axis, right? So here, we're given a set of points. We've already decided this is not a function, it's a relation. So now we're going to identify the range. So the range here is going to be all our y values. So we've got -3, 6, -1, 6, and 3. The 6 repeats, so I don't have to write it twice, but I'm going to quickly write down all those numbers. And I'm going to put it in smallest to biggest. So -3 is the smallest number, -1 is the next smallest number, then 3, followed by 6. So that is my range with the little squiggly brackets because we're very discrete points. It's not a continuous line. Alright, so we're first going to determine if each of any of the following are a function or just a relation, and then we're going to identify the domain and the range of each. Okay, so here, we're going to take a look at our x values to first determine if it's a function or not. So it goes 2, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Ooh, the 2 is repeated. So now I need to check out the y values and see if they repeated with the 2. So 2 is at -3, but then, 2 is at 5. So this is just a relation. But my domain is all those x values, so what's the smallest x value? It's -2, then -1, 0, 1, and 2. Remember, even though 2 says it twice, we only do it the once. Now my range is going to be all my y values. So my smallest y value is -3, and all the rest are 5s. So that is my range. All right, let's take a look at the next one. We're going to decide if it's a function, and we're going to take a look at domain and range. So first off, we look at our x values and see if they repeat. We've got 0, 10, 20, and 30. They don't repeat, so this is in fact a function. Okay, and my domain here is just going to be all those x values that we just said, 0, 10, 20, and 30. And my range is going to be my y values. So my smallest y value appears to be first. It's 14.7, 70. And the next one would be 19.03. The next one would be 23.36. And the last one will be 27.69. Okay, are we starting to get a hang of domain and range? I sure hope so, because here's your shot. Remember, when we're given a mapping, our input is on the left and our output is on the right. Alright, you guys go ahead and give this a shot.